listening to the argument that he can't redraw the boundaries, which is his government's proposal, until the problem on the register is sorted out. He's shown he's not listening to argument, he's pressing on regardless, and that is not new politics, it's downright unfair. Can I move to another issue? Mr. Speaker, can I move to another issue?
Order. Quite a bad example is being set by some senior members to newcomers. There are far too many... Order. There are far too many private conversations taking place. The public's not impressed. The public want to hear orderly exchanges. Harriet Harman.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Before the election, the coalition parties talked about ending what they called the surveillance society. The coalition agreement said the government will further regulate the use of CCTV, but on Monday, the Home Secretary couldn't tell the House what this would mean in practice. Can the Prime Minister tell us now?
Well, the first thing, I'm not surprised the Honourable Lady wanted to move on to another subject. Let me just make one last point on the previous question. Yes, well, I'm sorry if it's painful, but it is important. You know, the Right Honourable Lady says it's not right to redraw boundaries until you've sorted out the electoral register. I have to point out, we fought the last election on redrawn boundaries. So I think we've got a long way to go on that one, and there was just the, I have to say, whiff of special pleading. On the issue of surveillance, let me be clear, I support closed-circuit television cameras. I have them in my constituency. They're very effective. When I worked at the Home Office many years ago, I championed those schemes. But I think everyone understands that the level of surveillance has got very great in our country. And as well as the issue of CCTV, there's also the issue of how many different sorts of officials are allowed to enter your house without permission. And we will be bringing forward legislation to deal with this issue. I know that the Labour Party has given up on civil liberties. It is... They're making a... And also, she used to be head of the... the National Council of Civil Liberties. Those are all a long time ago. But on this side of the House, we think civil liberties are important.
Harriet Harman.
Well, can I ask him again? Because I wasn't asking him about people entering people's houses. I was asking him about CCTV. And can I tell him what Theresa was saying to me on Friday? And that it's not the Home Secretary, but Theresa from the Poets' Corner estate in my constituency. Because they... that Theresa. That's the one that knows about living on an estate that needs CCTV. And let me tell him, they don't want to be told by this government that it's going to be made harder to get the CCTV they need on their estate. Can I press him on this? This is about people feeling and being safe in their communities. Will he guarantee that he will not do anything to make it harder to get or to use CCTV?
I think the Right Honourable Lady should understand this is all about proportionality, making sure we have a system that helps protect people, but also respects civil liberties. I have to say, it is extraordinary how the party opposite is becoming more and more authoritarian. I mean, to hear the Right Honourable Member for Morley and Outwood talk about immigration, and we've got the new Alf Garnett of British politics. It's one of the biggest... one of the biggest U-turns that any of us can remember. For 13 years, not a word about immigration, not a word about our borders, and now they're all in a race. Maybe it's time to move on to another subject, and she can tell us what she thinks about immigration.
Pauline Latham.
Is the Prime Minister aware that Derbyshire Building Society and 12 branches, the head office of Derbyshire